We have come here first and foremost to assure you that our greater interest is to protect the peace of our nation by ensuring that we are able to safeguard our elections, our democracy, and by extension the stability of our nation. We feel that the Electoral Commission is engaged in actions that threatens these three. That is our elections, our democracy, and the stability of our nations. We feel that the Electoral Commission of recent is becoming notorious in its dealings with other stakeholders because they are failing to listen. That has led to many inimical decisions, some of which, if they had just taken one step back, we could have ensured maximum success and full utilization and benefit of the resources that we have deployed.
In every democracy, there are two parties involved. First party is the commission, responsible for elections, and the second party is the political parties themselves and the people. They constitute the second party. Now, if the two parties are supposed to work together and they have some kind of arguments, then it is better for prominent people like you and many others to look into the matter and see how best we can resolve this matter, because we are still nurturing our democracy. We haven't gone that far, and the whole world and West Africa is looking up to Ghana to learn from the things we do and how we have upgraded and gotten far with our democratical principles. According to the Electoral Commission, our database will crash. And because they believe, it's a perception and a belief from them, that the data system will crash. And for that reason, they are looking for a new voter register. And we argue that if you say your data system will crash, doesn't mean that the data itself will crash. It's the system you're talking about. So why don't you secure a new data server where you can transfer the information from one place to another? Why do you want to put 17 million Ghanaians who have already registered with biometric features and other things to come and queue again and start a process of registering 17 million in an election year? I did a few calculations, and from the calculation I put out there, every individual needs a minimum of 20 minutes to be able to be registered under their new biometric register, because it comes with what we call facial recognition, which you have to take a picture of everybody, upload it, crop it, and then save it in the system. In the rural areas and many communities, even here in Accra, we have a challenge of data system. Internet is not working, sometimes you look at that. So how are you going to do this in 43 days? How do you expect to register every Ghanaian in 43 days? When we look at the calculation so far, more than 10 to 8 million Ghanaians, 8 to 10 million Ghanaians will be disenfranchised through this system. Are we looking for an election, or are we looking for who wins that?
Even if you have a register somewhere in 2012 and you believe that there were minors who entered the register from Kumasi and some other minors from Tamale or O, and they are all there. If they are 14 years when their names were captured, the next 4 years they are matured and their names are in. But if you go today and you say we are throwing all that data away, we are now going to compile another biometric data from the scratch, then the problem of pushing minors onto the register will now be revisited.
The timing is not good. The timing for this registration, we have 9 months to go into an election. And we are political parties, and Your Excellency, you've been a leader of a party. You know that by the time you enter into the election year, your budget has been prepared. We have no knowledge of a new registration taking place this year because the Electoral Commission never discussed it with us.
I've come to see all of you, and I've listened intently. It's not a matter I would want to react to squarely today. I would have to study, especially the petition you brought. Only, I think should suggest that we should eschew militancy in this exercise. Because all of you who have contributed so far have talked of wanting peace for our nation, wanting the sustenance of democracy for all of us, and of course, naturally, wanting, if you like, transparency in the electoral system. I think across the board we should all share in these things. But immediately, the atmosphere gets heated up with militancy in our statements and that sort of thing. And it's a multi-party system. And the chairman just said, in election years, we all sort of lose our balance and our senses. And again, listening to the contributions, I got the feeling that there was so much suspicion. Immediately that thing gets introduced into relationships, even when people are being sincere, others do not see. So I would entreat you making statements, powerful, logical statements you are making. But please take out the militancy of it. Yes, there are laws and there are conventions, as the general said. But conventions invariably also become laws. Yeah. And the basic law, the overriding law, is the Constitution. So Article 45, whether we like it or not, is real. And this thing is happening not only in Ghana. I'm sure we are politicians. We listen across the globe these days. And even in some of the so-called developed world, see how the debate is raging. And we are a young country with prospects, real prospects as a nation of real sustainable development. And it could be within a decade, you'll be surprised what may become of us in terms of progress. But immediately we allow ourselves to be so angry or so militant and that sort of thing. We endanger the prospects of peaceful development in our country. So what I want to appeal to you right now about is that as much as you may feel passionately about the electoral system, please hold your hearts in check and just believe that this country, we've come some way. Yeah. And there's future, especially for you young people who are aspiring to become presidents. You said leadership should sort of go to the youth. Yeah. Once the disturbance here, I tell you, the youth's prospects are in danger. So take militancy out of it and just try to live within the Constitution. And if I'm not listening to you today, and you buy your time, you are a bit patient. You know, they say that with patience, you move mountains. Yes. But if you are not patient and you assume adamant situations, the other side may also go adamant. And what happens?
Chaos.
And why do we want chaos for our country?
It's not ready.
So this is what I think I want to say now. It's your future.
Yeah.
You don't want to gamble with it.
No.
So, Mr. Chairman, Bernard, General,
Yes, sir.
and all of you, ladies and gentlemen, my immediate reaction is to appeal for sort of reasoned discussions, devoid of militancy and threats, because that might not be the way forward for Ghana, for all of us. It will not be. So if you listen to my appeal, please just continue to jojo, and let's accept that till we change the Constitution, it is the law. The conventions are even inbuilt into the law, because the Constitution talks of where you are even given power of discretion. you exercise the discretion. Reasonable.